So I really upset Dolphins Twitter yesterday by tweeting a fact. Yeah, that's it. Let's go look at it. I tweeted, I don't mean to be this guy, but Miami has only beaten the now 2-3 Chargers, 1-5 Patriots, 1-5 Broncos, 1-5 Giants, 0-6 Panthers. Look, I never called them overrated in that tweet like a lot of Dolphin fans were trying to say I was doing. No, I never said that. I've only talked good about your team. You guys might have one of the best offenses in NFL history, but you cannot deny the facts that you have not beaten a good team. You haven't done it yet. And when you did play a good team who was us, you got destroyed. So what I'm trying to say by this tweet is if you guys go out on Sunday and get your heads kicked in by the Eagles, it is going to be extremely suspect. But I ain't trying to talk ish. Tua's front runner for MVP right now, if you're asking me. Tyreek Hill might be the best receiver in the world. I think when Jalen Ramsey comes back, Vic is going to have a heyday with that defense. But as of this moment, it's a little sus. Anyway, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video and happy Tuesday. In today's video, I am going to be reviewing every running back's performance so far for this NFL season. I did this a couple weeks ago with quarterbacks. I've had a ton of requests to do it with running backs, so here it is. Before we hop into the video, don't forget to use code WyattzWorld on G Fuel or Prize Picks, where you can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products or match up to $100 of your first deposit. But that's all I got for plugs. Let's get into reviewing every running back's performance so far. All right, guys, so here we are at the running back grading list. As you can see at the top, we've got the elite running backs. Under that, we've got the above average running backs. In the middle, we've got the solid running backs. Under that, we've got the serviceable running backs. And bottoming the list, we've got the running backs who so far have been doo-doo. Again, simple enough to understand? I hope so. So let's begin with CMC. He is elite. I know on the ground his last two games haven't been that impressive, but overall the guy has been outstanding, and I think he's scored a touchdown in every single game so far. He's one of those players that you get and it's just endless possibilities. Whatever role you place him in, he's going to excel at it, as long as he doesn't get hurt. Up next, we got Bijan. Above average. I'm not going to say he has been elite yet, but he's been really good. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. I think he's had 200 or 300 yard rushing games. He's been pretty present in the past for when Ritter can actually throw a ball to him. I'd just like to see him play more and on a more competent team. Moving on, we got Kareem Hunt. Serviceable, nearly doo-doo. I mean, he has been shit this year, but he did score a touchdown yesterday, and he still can catch the ball if you need him to, which means, yeah, you know, you can use him, but you're not gonna want to. Like, I don't know what happened. He really had a fall off. Now we got Jahmyr Gibbs. He's electric, but not given enough reps. And I know he is injured now, but I'm talking up until his injury, dude. He has outshined, outperformed. He has looked so much better than David Montgomery, and they just won't fucking play him. And also catch. He has like 15 receptions on the year, man. I don't hate David, but I kind of hope Gibbs gets healthy before David so he can just take the role. Now we got Nick Chubb. Elite, because he deserves it. He was elite. He was the best in the league until he got hurt. There's no way I'm not putting him up there. Fuck off. Up next, we got Cam Akers. Look, on the Vikings, he's been, I mean, I'll put him serviceable, but he's been damn near solid on the Vikings. He has outplayed Alexander Madison, and I wish he'd be the starter. Now we've got Kenneth Walker. I could be too high on him, but I really do think he is elite. I think he's one of the best running backs in the league. I've been so high on him since I watched him last season, man. He is such a hard physical runner. After Kenneth Walker, we've got JT. I don't know what to say about him. He's had a total of 14 carries on the year. We all know Jonathan Taylor's really good, but like, I mean, he has barely played. I'll give him a solid just because like we know who JT is. Like he's got to get back up to rhythm. Moving on, we got Alvin Kamara. I'm still going to give him above average just because of the fact that he can still catch 15 passes a game. Look, I've always said it about the guy and I always will. He will never run 1,000 yards in a season. He never has, never will. But he will run for 800 to 900 and he will catch for about 500 to 600. Breece Hall. Breece is nearly elite and so much better than Dalvin Cook. I just had to put that in there. But no, seriously, he's one of the most electric running backs I think I've ever seen. Every time he carries the ball, he's going for like 8 yards up the field. He's like Raheem Mostert. And now we'll move on to Aaron Jones. He's in the hospital. All right, that'll bring us to DeAndre Swift. Again, just coming off of a terrible running performance. I'm not going to let that define the year he's been having because he has definitely been above average, but I can't give him elite yet. I need to see a full year out of this from D Swift, not just, 8 weeks of it. All right, now we're moving on to Pacheco. He's been solid. Definitely solid. He hasn't been doing what I thought he was gonna do and how he ended last year, but he's still 10 times better than Clyde, and I would have him running the ball over Jerick McKinnon 500 days of the year, and that doesn't even exist. All right, now moving on, we've got A.J. Dillon, and unfortunately, this is a situation where we need to be very honest with ourselves. A.J. Dillon, the human being, is one of the most nice, admirable, sweet people on the planet. A.J. Dillon, the running back in 2023, is doo-doo. He has been diddly dog shit. Dude, he looks slow, can't get upfield anymore, and he can't break a tackle for shit. Up next, we got Miles Sanders. Doo-doo. He might be worse than A.J. Dillon right now. He has been so bad. And it's not like he hasn't gotten enough carries. He's had like 3 or 4 games of double-digit carries. He just doesn't do anything with them. Perhaps Philly just had a good O-line. All right, that'll bring us to Delvin Cook. Wait, how does the sound effect go? Oh, no, 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 no. Be honest, that was kind of close. And that'll bring us to Travis Etienne. I'm gonna say solid here, dude. He's good, and I don't have anything against him, but he is just really, really hit or miss. Like, there's no in between. He's either gonna get 2 yards or he's gonna get 8 yards. Like, it's crazy. Moving on to Javonte Williams. Has he been alive? Apparently he has. I just looked. He hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been great by any means. I would say just solid. Now we've got Rachaad White. Terrible. He has been absolutely terrible. Has this guy had a run over 10 yards yet this year? Like, every time I look, he is just getting a 2-yard run and tackled. Ramondre Stevenson. Oh, well, so far this year, the man's been serviceable, and I don't think that he is a serviceable running back. Again, this is kind of a review as to how they're doing this year. He hasn't been that good, but he's still a pass catcher. I think he's still a hard runner. We just gotta see him turn this shit around. J.K. Dobbins. Hospital, where he's lived since he joined the league. Derrick Henry. Look, he's getting old. He's definitely slowing down a little bit, but at the end of the day, I still think he's an absolute shit brick house. Thing about Derrick Henry is if he ever has a bad game, more times than none, it's because the entire team is game planning on tackling him. Now we got Brian Robinson. Oh. As a runner, I don't like the guy. I don't think he's good at his job. But I will give him serviceable because he can catch. He can break out a nice run 1 out of every 28 or 29 attempts. But more times than none, it's nothing. David Montgomery. Solid. Just talked about him. I think he's solid. But he ain't better than Jahmyr Gibbs. Now we got Josh Jacobs. Well, he had 1,700 yards last year. I don't care. That's not this year. This year, he is one of, if not the worst running backs in the league currently. And I know there's going to be some people being like, well, he can catch the ball. Why aren't you putting him in serviceable? Because this son of a bitch held out. He wanted money. He felt like he was actually a top guy in the league. So he got what he wanted, and this is what he's putting up. Honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous. He's been 1,000-yard back, but he is not the guy he was last year. That was called a Linsanity run. Now we got Tony P. Solid. He hasn't been nearly as good as I thought he was going to be this year. Now, he has been good. He made a great spinning play yesterday to break a tackle. He shows these glimpses, and that's why I have him in solid. But he's also kind of having some consistency issues like ETN, where it's really just hit or miss. Now we got Jamal Williams. I'm going to say doo-doo because he was shit. Joe Mixon, serviceable. He'll break out a good play every now and again, but this year, every time I watch Joe Mixon, he actually looks worse than he did last year almost, and last year was really bad. It doesn't even look like he has really that much pop in his step anymore, man. He just doesn't look the same. Now we've got Zeke. I think he's just garbage now. Pretty recently was considered a first ballot Hall of Famer and one of the best running backs in the league. And now he ain't gonna make the Hall of Fame, and he is a guy that's an afterthought. James Cook. Solid. He gets reps, but I don't think he gets as many as he should. And take Sunday's game, for example, man. That should have been an easy 100-yard game for him, but he just didn't get the reps. Antonio Gibson. Serviceable. They don't really use him anymore. He did just catch a touchdown. It was a receiving touchdown, but as far as the running game goes, he's behind Brian Robinson. Even though he has outperformed him when he has had carries, he on the depth chart is behind him. And now we got Saquon. Solid. Do I think he's a top 10 running back in the league? Fuck yes. Do I think he's top 5? Arguably, but just this year, so far, he's been solid. He hasn't been that good. Giant fans, is that fair? I think that's fair. Dante Foreman, serviceable. Always has been, always will be serviceable. Always has been, always will be really hit or miss. Looks like he played pretty good against the Vikings though. Dameon Pierce, I think this guy has been the worst running back in the league so far. 97 carries, 281 yards. That is 2.9 yards a blast. And not to rub dirt in the wound, but Josh Jacob fans, he is not doing that much better at all. I just don't know what happened to Dameon Pierce. People keep blaming the O-line, yet Devin Singletary will go out there and do just fine. He might just be done. Raheem Mostert. I can't believe I'm saying this, but so far this season, this guy's been fucking elite. Pretty sure he has 11 touchdowns right now, 2 catching, 9 rushing. And right after Mostert, I believe this is a Kane. We're gonna say electric, but not given enough reps. Even though he has been given enough reps, he got hurt, but he was doing really, really good. And when you watch this guy run down a field, there is literally lightning bolts coming from his feet. If he comes back and stays fully healthy, that might be a generational player. James Conner. Sadly, he just got hurt, but dude, he was doing pretty damn good. James Conner, again, he's not a guy that I think has ever been a top 10 running back, but he can put together good plays, he can piece together good games, and he can also catch the ball when you need him to. Like, he's a pretty respectable player. Austin Eckler. Oh, he's played 2 games. One of them was really, really, really good, and one of them was yesterday was really, really bad, but it was also his first game back from an injury. They were also playing Dallas. I still think Austin Eckler is above average, but I'm not gonna give him elite on this year because that would just be ridiculous. Now we got Najee Harris. Serviceable. I don't really think he's good at all anymore. Kinda over him, man. Like, I know that I make jokes about him, about having stone shoes, concrete feet. You guys are rolling your eyes, at least Steeler fans are, because they've heard it. But honest to God, you guys, he looks like he is running in slow motion. Like the people saying it looks like he's running in jeans, that is right. They're not trolling. Like, he doesn't even look good. Now we got Leonard fullback. He was supposed to actually visit the Bills today, but they called it off. I hate him. I think he's terrible. Khalil Herbert. Solid when he plays. Dude, he's actually always had my respect. I think he's a very good running back. Obviously, I'm not going to put him in the above average or anything for what he's accomplished, but I think fully healthy, an entire year under his belt, he could be 1,000 yards plus easy. And ending the list, we've got this guy. Doo-doo, I guess. I don't know. I think he's a Dolphin, honestly. I just don't think he's played yet. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be my review for every starting running back so far this season, or at least majority of the starting running backs. Hope you guys like this video. Hope you don't get too upset, even though some of you definitely will. But as always, this is where I'm gonna end the video. So show support if you guys liked it. Comment where you agree, comment where you disagree. As always, I'm gonna get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you in the next video.